Welcome viewers back to Heart of the Machine. Last episode and the last few episodes we have been slowly making progress on our deep obsession. As frustration mounts, this obsession is requiring us to scour the slums, literally scour them by destroying the buildings, or the bigger buildings in them. I suppose we might come back for these dinky ones, in the hopes that once we destroy those buildings, we can send the inhabitants back to the center of the city where we have been constructing ridiculous residential megastructures to house them all. Currently, our housing capacity is at 993,000, just shy of the 1 million citizens that we need to be able to house. And it looks like maybe we have 4 left under construction before we are completely filled. We also have some large wind generators that we're building. And over here, we're doing some wall ripping to try to gather neodymium resource. The neodymium is so that we have enough neodymium. Neodymium is needed for worker predators, which the game is still suggesting we make 4 more of these worker predator factories. Last turn, we did have negative neodymium income. Let's see if the coming turn we still have a negative income. We have 1 missing equipment to address. That's going to be on our Iris. The Iris, we're just going to give it drone command circuits as its augment. I don't think it's really going to be in combat, but just in case, or it could try to siphon some materials off of some passing enemy flyers. We also have a ledger issue. That's just going to be our neodymium. We're working on it. 3 structures with complaints. Those structures are BR Cradle factories, which are all currently disabled. So the reason we disabled those was because they take a lot of elemental slurry, which we're using currently to build robotics. It looks like we could probably turn these back on because they don't really use that much. 15,000 total. I guess we'd be up against the limit again. So let's hold off on that. Let's check turn 181. And over here we have some more SecForce IP security come to try to prevent our sledge from stealing neodymium. These are Espia Telecom aided by... well, these are just Espia Telecom. Looks like there's 2 of them this turn. So let's go ahead and shoot out SecForce using a nearby predator who we've kept here. That is shooting really close to some defenders we don't rile up, but I think our aim is true. So we're gonna be okay. Now we have 22 enemy attacks planned elsewhere. So that's all over here. Most of the action is happening up this direction, but it did look like we brought in some rebel breachers, 4 of them in fact. Hopefully those breachers are in range. Ugh, not quite. So that looks like another move we're gonna have to do to get rid of these. Guess we'll make this 80 attack move here. And then the rest of these, seems like we can do some damage. They're not going to destroy any hubs, and they're also getting destroyed by... yeah, they're also all getting destroyed by incoming deterrents next turn, so that's nothing to worry about. We are still losing a bolt combat unit as usual. That's probably this guy. Every turn he seems to be the target. Luckily we have a predator here who can take out his target. I guess if we keep them both in view, we can see what happens. We shoot this guy. He didn't die, but he was badly damaged, and he's now doing pretty insignificant damage to this guy compared to this slumlord here. And now bolt combat unit is going to survive. There's still a few worker predators left to rescue. It's like maybe this one? No. I've said this before, they are really hard to find when they're on the verge of death because of the vast crowds of them. This one's taking attacks from 2 different slumlords, one there and one there, it looks like. We do have a predator nearby to do that, so if we can find him again. This one, and trace those back. That's one there. Of course, as soon as you shoot them, everything refocuses their line of fire. Maybe we'll save him. That leaves us with 2 more worker predators that are going to die. There's one here. And this one only has 1 attacker. I think we might have a target for that here. Yep. And we're still down. We still have 2 dying. They changed attackers on us. So now we're focused on this one, but I don't think we have anybody left there who can shoot. Predator M430 is the only one left, and it's down here by the wall ripping. Can't really bring anything else in. We could bring in another bulk nickelbot. That might be wise. It also might be smart to start shuffling these buildings forward up so they're closer to this direction. We were at 68%, now we're at 71%, so we're doing 3% per turn still. It's still far too many turns. I want to increase the rate. 15 enemy attack plans is a lot to deal with, though. What happens if we try to build these? These are slum deconstruction units, slum deconstruction hubs. I have capacity to make 10 more of these. What happens if we build some up here? It's gonna take a few turns. But let's start off building 3 of those up there. We'll leave the worker predator factory as is. Neodymium is still negative 1,000 per turn, so we're down to just a couple turns left of that. Bulk units, we can for sure make another nickelbot bulk. Nickelbots cost 3. We did arm these with shotguns recently. Putting a bulk deterrence over in this direction seems reasonable. Maybe right here. Far. Again, that is all of our bulk units maxed out. Hopefully this bulk combat unit who keeps getting assailed will eventually heal. For vision, we could probably move the foundry up there to provide better vision. Or actually, we've got a ship here that's not really doing much in the way of giving vision. So it's really this one, I guess, that we should move. Let's just move it a tiny bit further. I wish you could really see the vision ring when it moved, but I think we just want it about here. Not quite far enough, but that'll do for now. That was the last of our mental energy. We don't have anything left to build, so let's go ahead and advance to turn 182. This time we will watch the combat play out here. Maybe from this angle with some ships. Let's also turn on contemplations, or yeah, that'll do. Turn off most of the HUD and switch to turn 182. That ship really shot out of there. I was hoping it would do something more interesting. Alright, a whole lot of slum lords showed up. They're kind of blocking our way, but not too badly. Down on this end, we do have 2. Who's taking damage? The sledge back at the wall ripping, plus 2 worker predators. Alright, this sledge here, it looks like there's a lot more sec force to deal with this time. Luckily we brought that PMC. Let's have the predator take out the sec force. OERL integrated is now fighting us here. And 2 nickelbots. Both of those nickelbots appear to be attacking the predator. It's going to take out far one, and then we're going to let this PMC shoot at this near one. It should be able to kill it. Yep. Okay, so these guys are safe with their wall ripping. Our net There's only 678, so that's pretty good. Let's see what other enemy attacks are planned. Definitely a few more. Okay, one worker predator is getting destroyed. I don't think that's this one. It's going to be fine. These slumlords are taken care of, right? That one's going to die. That one will die. This one will die, so those aren't a big deal. What about the rest of these? Let's see if we can't find a worker. So this worker is targeted and going to die. And it looks like it's these two up here that are targeting him. So we've got a predator nearby who can take these two out. And just that one shot alone looks like it may be surviving. Yeah, 96. So it's got one survive. Let's find the other one. And try to just maximize the amount of workers that are actually going to survive, even if they take damage. Those two are taking a lot of damage, so we might come back to there, but it's this one down here that's going to die. And this one is being attacked by the slumlord way in the back. So that same predator, we can take this guy out. Ooh, he's actually above us, so we can't take him out, although damaging him did drop the damage enough that that worker predator is not going to die. So the ones that are taking the most damage now are this one here and this one here, and it's that slumlord. Okay, appears to actually be the target of 3 separate slumlords. So, do we have any more shots on this? Yeah. Take this one out. Okay, that reduced the damage incoming there, but we still have a bunch coming in here. There's another predator nearby. Okay, looking at trying to decipher who's damaging this guy. It looks like it's basically this. Unfortunately, we aren't close enough. Let's jump on top of one of the taller buildings here. Maybe this one, if possible. There we go. And now should be able to take out this slumlord. There we go. Okay, so our worst damage is now going to be 61%. So there's something in there that's taken a little more than half of its damage, but for the most part, they're all going to survive. We do have one more shot on this predator. It's going to shoot this guy who's really far away. Double checking here, nothing too bad. Alright, this predator down here knows that it doesn't have to deal with these guys. So he's going to jump to a higher building out this way and use his remaining 2 shots just to try to reduce the number of slumlords in here that we have to deal with. There we go. All those predators have fired now. We have buildings to build, so we could use our remaining points on those. Wall ripping is actually finished here, it looks like. So we could move on to wall ripping next door. This is a heavy sec force response, so that promises to get us even more neodymium. We're going to go ahead and start that one. Should have waited till next turn. That was foolish. This thing is already slated to die because of our mistake. Let's take a shot at one of these groups of combat units. Looks like we don't have a shot. We do have a shot from the PMC though. PMC can actually help, but can't kill anything. Alright, how much damage are we taking? Just a little bit over the limit. So let's look at combat powers here. 176 there. 116 there. 294 and 277. So dropping this one, probably the way to go. Well, might not have dropped it enough. Nope, we're gonna lose that predator. Damn, okay. There's also a sec force ship here, so we're gonna have to build a predator next turn. And that'll learn me, you really shouldn't start wall ripping at the end of a turn. You should always start at the beginning of a turn. Bye-bye, predator. Okay, I was massively overkilled. The Sec Force ship did escape to way over there where it's going to wreak havoc. We do want to drop another Predator in here just because that PMC alone isn't really going to do it for us. Let's go ahead and pull up a new Predator. That's going to be 6. Nope, that was a bulk, luckily. A non-bulk Predator is going to take 2 mental energy to deploy. But he's going to become immediately valuable by destroying these combat units and at least one of these nickel bots. If he doesn't, he'll take quite a bit of damage. Okay, let's spend a lot of our points here on destroying this Sec Force cruiser. Oof, before we do that, let's go save those 2 remaining Predators who are going to die. There's, both of our wounded Predators are taking a little bit too much damage because we did send them deep into this fray. This one is only taking a shot here. Let's go ahead and clear that. Yep. And this is 8 UQ, so he's still dying. It looks like this guy's shooting him. Still dying, and it's this one here. Nope, still gonna die, so we're gonna have to bring in another Predator to help it. So it's taking a shot from this one. And that cleared it, but Predator 9NK, where are you? Okay, you're the one way back here. Great. This PMC can help you, so we'll take a shot there. And now none of our combat units are dying. We're going to lose a few workers, but if we can get this Sec Force ship destroyed, we'll come back to help that. So Sec Force ship right now, we have 0% damage on it, but if we use our large bore armor piercing rounds, of which we have a few left, that's going to let the TYS Neptune take out the Sec Force cruiser in 2 shots. Thank you, sir. Probably should have got a better view of that, but I like it. That means we can use the rest of our mental energy here to focus on this combat, where we want to do our best to destroy to prevent the workers from being destroyed. We have one here who's reaching 85%. This one here is going to die, so there's a slumlord there shooting at it and a slumlord here. This Predator just happens to have 2 shots, so he can fail to kill that one. Should have checked the range. And shoot this one. We're down to 3 dying. We're out of mental energy, so there's nothing we can do. Checking over our resource details. Still 3 turns for neodymium. We're actually doing pretty well right now. The other thing to pay attention to is daily necessities. So we are accumulating a lot of people. Right now we have about 690,000 units of toilet paper return. That's about 70,000 more than we need, so we're doing okay there. The rest of the stuff, water, food, doesn't seem like we are actually providing that to our to the people living in our residential megastructures, which was a huge worry of mine, but apparently we don't need to give them food and water. They can handle that on their own. Alright, the other thing we're thinking about doing is building these. These are going to come up online next turn. Once that happens, we can start taking these ones down and just transferring them over there. In fact, it might make sense to go ahead and keep another few of these building over here, just so we can transfer them in like a multi-turn fashion. So 3 of those per turn, 4. 4 seems about right. Maybe 5, actually. Let's do that, and next turn we'll destroy 3 from down here, and a couple turns after that we'll move 5 more. Alright, let's move on to turn 184. Take a quick look at this melee as it unfolds before us. I'm not sure how to count the number of workers we've got here, but it sure is a number. A few of them are going to die. Turn 184. Alright, I am seeing big slum buildings get knocked down, so that's good. We have 3 new slum deconstruction hubs here. I'm going to go ahead and on this end start destroying them. Because honestly, I don't really know if these are even necessary, except that we will get attacks on these, so I want to get them out of here so we can get the bulk deterrents moved on to protect the other ones. In fact, let's do that right away. Let's move these guys. No, let's not do that right away. Let's look at our incoming attacks. We have Predator 8 UQ getting targeted for destruction. There's only one incoming attack on you right now, and it's this guy over here. So you can shoot him in the face, and then there's another one over here now, so you are still dying. How's your health looking, by the way? You're up to 19%, so you're still pretty close to dead. We could eventually get a tech over here and try to save you. Alright, Sledge is next, and another Sec Force ship has come in. Great. We have a Predator here who can save this Sledge. We will use the Predator to take out the 3 combat units. It looks like they all changed not all, but the Nickelbots all changed target. Oh, and the 1 remaining combat unit to shoot Predator 9NK. So the PMC imposter here is going to have to help. He can take out all of them. That's a good sign. And that leaves just this Sec Force cruiser. Looks like it's also shooting at Predator 9NK. Luckily, the TYS Neptune still has large bore armor piercing rounds installed. And we'll go for a quick shot here. Just trying to get a good view here. 49, we're getting a 2.68x from above bonus, and it's still only doing 49% damage. Let's take a look really quick and see if there's anything we can give you to up your damage. Nope, just additional CPU for engineering, no direct damage up. And I kind of think that might be coming in a future version, is just more things to spend your resources on to make your ship combat more effective. I'm gonna take a couple shots at it. We didn't quite destroy it. I don't think it's going to be destroyed by deterrence, because I think deterrence just currently doesn't have any anti-armor, and it's still powerful enough to do a whole lot of damage to our Predator. So we're going to use that last shot, take it out. Alright, this ledger issue is robotic motivators and neodymium. Neodymium is actually increasing, so it's not as bad as it looks. Still have 17 enemy attack plans, and the TPS reports there are coming about probably because of Neuroweave. Yep, they're still saying, hey, you ran out of Neuroweave last turn. And if we look at what Neuroweave is actually doing, you see that it's because we created an android that turn. Right now, we have just enough Neuroweave factories to sustain our worker output. So anytime we make a new android, like a Predator that has to be rebuilt, we're going to use Neuroweave, and the ledger is going to get mad at us. So back over here. We did bring up 3 slum deconstructors. We're going to have 5 coming in another 2 turns. So we'll be able to drop 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 more we should build. Let's get those going. Maybe like right here. And now let's try to save some workers. 3 workers in trouble. This one for sure could use some saving. It's hard to see where the attack is coming from. It looks like this guy over here. So we're going to shoot that one. Alright, it's still dying this time from this guy. Whoops, and that predator's out of shots. This one is probably close enough. Where was the worker? This one. 237 taking a shot from this guy. Alright, look at that. That worker's saved. We should have 2 left. Those ones look like they'll live. This one here looks like he's in danger. Alright, so that's coming from this guy right next to us. Does that save him? Yep, there's one more in danger. I think it's this one. Nope, that's only 92%. He's gonna live. What about, is it this one over here? Yes, look at this guy, way out on his own, getting attacked by 2. I think we're going to have to jump this guy closer. Looks like maybe this building is close enough. It's hard to be sure though. I guess we'll get you down here and we'll know for sure. And then with your remaining 2 attacks, oh, we're out of mental energy though. Damn. I guess we're just gonna lose that worker there. Deterrence should be enough to take it. Unfortunately, this predator is going to take some of the damage. Oh, it actually, just moving him closer was enough that this guy's going to survive. We're not going to lose any workers, but we are going to lose Predator 4960 because we moved him too close and he has low health. Bummer. Alright, you win some, you lose some. Let's go ahead and move to turn 185. We will keep yet another eye on this city as we destroy more and more of these slums. We're up to 78, so I think that was actually slightly better last turn. It seemed like it was maybe 3%. Maybe higher. I lost track already. 78 hitting this turn. We go up to 81, I'm gonna guess. 80, so only 2% that time. Ouch. Did look like a lot of buildings got made. But now we're going to lose a predator and a sledge. Let's start with the predator 8UQ. That's probably you. Shoot there. Let's take, you're still getting shot by this guy. Still being shot by this guy. Alright, now you're clear. What's your percentage? It was 19 before, so you are slowly healing. Let's take a look at the sledge. No more ships coming in from Secforce, that's good. Let's have the Predator try to save you by shooting combat units. It looks like 3 combat units and a nickel bot. Alright, and we do have a PMC up on this high tower here that can take care of a nickel bot for us. And that's everything there. Still losing 4 workers, and the slum deconstruction hubs are taking damage. Yeah, so back here, rotated the camera, so get our bearings again. Back here, these rebel breachers are coming in to try to destroy the buildings. They're not going to do it, but they are going to put a lot of damage on them. We're going to have to bring this predator back? No, what we're going to do is build a predator. Because we did foolishly lose one last turn, so we'll build one here. What do we have in the way of tall buildings? Not really a lot. These things are kind of the tallest buildings in town. Alright, he is going to take care of these breachers though, because we don't like the breachers shooting our buildings. That left one breacher who's definitely getting killed, and one slum lord who will be killed by deterrence. Over on this side, we have 4 workers we have to defend. This same one from last time. This same one from last time, it looks like. Yep, and another one here. I don't think we have enough troops over here right now. Yeah, and these shots are just coming from all over. Did get it down to 2. This one here and this one here. Yeah, there's no saving you, buddy. Sorry, look at all those incoming shots. This one, however, you only have 1 incoming. And now you have 1 more incoming. This. And we're completely out of mental energy, unfortunately. That is, let's see, 1 more turn till we get these 5 built, and then those 2 will come a turn later. So next turn we'll be able to destroy 5 here. We'll be able to move our deterrence up eventually. I think we're sitting pretty. If only it was going a little faster. Turn 185. Moving on to turn 186. Yeah, just another 2%, so maybe we're slowing down. That's alarming. Let's take a look at who's losing. We only have 14 enemy attacks planned, so they're slowing down as well. The first one on the list of being lost is just workers. Okay, so what's happening back here? Did I run out of wall ripping? Yes, we did. We've got 11,000, so we're actually up to the point where I feel pretty safe building another worker factory. For wall ripping it, I think it makes sense to just keep doing this and move on to this building here. We are in range. Unfortunately, we're not in range of the deterrents. So is there anything in range of deterrents that would actually be more sensible to do this on? Yeah, like way up here, we've got tons of deterrents around here, so it makes a lot more sense to send him up this way. It's going to take 3 mental energy to move him, though, so let's just do him a little bit. We will spend a couple turns losing neodymium, but we'll get a sledge up that way. It's okay to spend a turn without neodymium income, right? We've got 11,000. The last one seemed awfully quick. Let's take care of some of these slumlords. I hate these guys. We have 3 workers going down this turn. This one looks like he's in danger. Can we shoot this thing from where we are? No, but we could jump over there. It's probably time to send you deeper into combat anyway. Maybe on top of this roof, or just maybe one of these tall places over here. Yeah, like this roof. And then we can just start trimming from over here. That didn't really help. Where are the workers that I'm trying to save? Right there. Alright, we can't hit that guy directly, so we're going to send another one onto a tall building. And then start shooting these. We're still losing 3, and now we're losing Predator UQ. Damn. Probably should have paid attention before I started changing who they were shooting at. We do have T678 here. A little bit far away. Good. We do have a lot of moves. Alright, who's getting 8QU? These ones here. Okay, 8UQ is surviving. P23 is going to survive, but he's taking a lot of damage. Now they're fine. There's still 2 workers taking damage, but all of our predators up there have moved. Let's move these ones, because they're coming back to help with future wall ripping deeper in our territory. Alright, 2 turns left. I believe we're at cap for residential megastructures, and look at that, our cap is now 1.08 million. We've definitely built enough. Eight enemy attacks planned. 2 more movement. What's the right thing to do for movement? What's the right thing to do for building? Are there any other buildings that we want to consider making? Did we ever make the apiary? We did. We have an apiary somewhere. What we really want to make are things that give us more mental energy and more robots. Don't think we can do anything about the mental energy. I don't currently remember what it is, but there's a specific building that gives us more mental energy, but it's very limited. And then I haven't yet come across a building that gives us more androids directly, but there is a building that gives us more slots for bulk androids. That's not the robotic motivator. It's the remote unit controller. So this just takes compute time. Currently, we have 272,000 net compute time, so we can definitely make more of these. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. There's really no downside right now. Except that we can only make one. I guess that's the only downside. These use computing client robotics. I don't think anything else uses computing client robotics. The neural bridge did. Of course it did. But it's not really getting us anything directly, is it? So we're fine. Let's move in Actually, let's move the sledge in. Because you are really getting ready to do wall ripping. As well move you one and move the PMC and the Predator in a little further also. Just to keep you guys together. And that's enough. Let's call that an episode there. We will continue wall ripping to up our neodymium supplies. I think it would also kind of be smart to try to get some more of the tungsten, prismatic tungsten, which I'll have to go and try to remember how we steal this stuff. I think it was just a PMC to go in there and take that stuff without many repercussions, if I remember right. So maybe we'll do that. Deep Obsession has 18% left, and right now we're hitting at 2% per turn. That means another 18 turns. We're not going to make it in time for the Doom. The Doom on Victory Path here. It's coming in 5 turns. So stay tuned for that. That will definitely happen next episode. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but it's a Doom. We get a Doom every 100 turns after achieving Chapter 2. So this is going to be the first one we run into. Let's see what it is and hope it's not anything too terrible. Don't forget to click that like button if you're enjoying the series. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I hope to see you next time. This has been Corknut, playing Heart of the Machine, building a giant AI system of, I guess it's not a society because there's only one of us, so building buildings for the humans, trying to figure out what to do as an AI. We'll figure it out someday. Right now, our goal is survival. Until next time, this has been Corknut. Bye-bye.